Hi, this is Howie from Prime Your Pump, entertaining and actionable self-improvement. And I'm speaking to you from freezing Miami. It's 65 degrees outside and I have to wear a sweater. So if I start chattering with my teeth, you'll know why. This week's video is about how to change your mind using the 10-10-10 rule that we discussed in an earlier blog post, especially in respect to losing weight, and you'll see why a little bit later. But I want you to recall that the 10-10-10 rule, okay, basically has you ask yourself three questions. Question one, okay, how will I feel about taking this action 10 minutes from now? Question two, how will I feel about taking this action 10 months from now? Question three, how will I feel about taking this action 10 years from now? And I want to illustrate the 10-10-10 rule, okay, with a personal example. For 30 years, I've had lower back problems, and I've tried shots in the back, acupuncture, medication, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And really, honestly, none of it worked. Then a few months ago, my right knee started to go bad, and I realized, and I was starting to limp when I walked, and I was very, very, very upset about it. My back, my knee, I'm 71 years old, I think anybody who's my age understands where that's going. And it also gained about 20 pounds over the last 25 years. Well, I was so thoroughly disgusted with myself, with my back and with my limp and with being 25 pounds overweight, that I tried to use something new to help me out. And it was the 10-10-10 rule. Logic told me that if I lost the 25 pounds, that would be very good for my knee and my back. And I went to my orthopedist, and he vigorously agreed with that assumption, that it would really, really help. So I decided I was going to use the 10-10-10 rule to help me lose weight. So now, whenever I'm about to stuff something in my mouth, I use the 10-10-10 rule, okay, and I ask the following three questions. One, how will I feel about eating this 10 minutes from now? Well, since I'll still be eating it, I'll feel pretty good. The pizza tastes great, okay? How will I feel about eating in 10 months? Really crappy, because my knee and my back will hurt because I'm still overweight. And how will I feel about this in 10 years? Well, I'm 71 now, so in 10 years I'll be 81. And if I'm heavy with a bad knee and a bad back, I'll probably wind up in a wheelchair. And this thought, okay, I have to tell you, is very motivating, okay, for me not to stick whatever I'm thinking about sticking in my mouth to stick it in my mouth. And since I started using the 10-10-10 rule, I've lost 15 pounds in about 6 weeks. And I have to tell you, it really was no effort. And I'm not kidding about this. All I had to do is I had to say to myself, how am I going to feel about this, 10 months from now? And what it did is it made me stop thinking in the short term of stuffing it in my mouth to what it was going to be like. And it really, really changed my life. And now my back is almost better, and my knee is about 75% better, all from losing the weight. So I have to say thank you, 10-10-10 rule. Now, use it or lose it and make it actionable. If you have a problem and you want to change your mindset, try the 10-10-10 rule to change your mindset. And when do you use it? Whenever you want to change your mindset or your behavior with a very low pain cost. At least for me, it was a very low pain cost. I really think I will be able to use the 10-10-10 rule for the rest of my life to change what I stick in my mouth. Personally, all right, as I said, I find this very easy to do, especially in respect to eating. It makes it very easy for me to consider the long-term consequences of short-term actions. And my wife doesn't have to nag me about losing weight anymore. It's totally in my control, which is a big deal. A lot of times my wife will say, I'll help you lose weight. And then it's like she's becoming a nag, and I don't want my wife is not a nag. She never has been. I'm responsible. It's in my control now with the 10-10-10 rule. That gave me control, okay, which is really great. And what do you think? Well, have you ever used the 10-10 rule to change your mindset? And if you have, please share it with us in the space below. And before we go, okay, make sure you read our other blog posts. And if you have a friend who may like our blog posts, please share them. And lastly, if you haven't already signed up for our weekly newsletter, please do so. And until next time, remember, prime your pump.